In all of me life, me a search of the best cat this me. But one love her so hard, me nah go ease up. Put her on the ground, she pop the knee up. Fling her on the bed, girl, tear the sheet up. Balance on your head, girl, lift your feet up. Sama with the peg, she a big like a egg. Me look, she look like a jack. Me love it when you whine. Oh eh oh eh oh. She a bubble for me and a talk same time. Oh eh oh eh oh. Ah. Let me tell her about wifey touch more, wifey touch she bad. Anyway she ice it up, she no freak. You can't give her no pipe, the pump boom boom. Panalana when me try it up, be a lamp on me body, make me knife it up. She ride down for me body, itchy a try fi rub. Girl I tell me say the touch sweet, just like syrup juice. Now the cup that full of wifey nut like pastry. Girl I tell me say the touch sweet, me no lazy. She can't tell me say me love sleep. Cause me say they to me like say you just eat. When she can't get the loving, she fight and come when you whine. Oh eh oh eh oh. She a bubble for me and a talk same time. Oh eh oh eh oh. She say my sick, touch me with all of your mind.
Alright, girl, I'm going to touch your hand tonight. Laugh on it, cock up on the wall.
Oh eh oh eh oh. Ah, wifey bad, but I'm matey me like it long like the lace in me Nike. And I work me there, me no taste, me no bite. She might dip on me mind, but my face not the right. Put your body for me body, girl, brace for the fight. Oh, what a body clean, what a body right. I mean, I don't know whether you have me feel like girl. When you wind your waist up, it a all me shiver. When you put it on me slow, girl, me love it when you whine. She a bubble for me and a dance same time. She say my sick, touch me with all of your might. Alright, girl, I'm going to touch your harder tonight. After the bed, cock up on the wall, feel like oh eh oh eh oh. Ah. Oh 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 oh. Oh eh. Oh 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 oh. Honey, I'll wine. Honey, I'll wine. Oh eh oh eh oh. Girl, we love it when you whine. Oh eh oh eh oh. She a bubble for me and a talk same time. Oh eh oh eh oh. She say my sick, touch me with all of your mind. Alright, girl, I'm going to touch your harder tonight. After the bed, cock up on the wall, if you like. Oh eh oh eh oh. Girl, we love it when you whine. Oh eh oh eh oh. She a bubble for me and a talk same time. Oh eh oh eh oh. She say my sick, touch me with all of your mind. Alright, girl, I'm going to touch your harder tonight. After the bed, cock up on the wall, if you like. Oh eh oh eh oh. Ah. DJ, so you're bad. Yeah, the body. Since it doing Vibe Squad, one more shot. All that, never scared. Wanna not talk about fresh, wanna talk about me. Talk about clean, go and ask for way. Remember me, say swag that beats ya bad, but walk out. I got a ball on J. Make me teach them about swag, yeah. Make me turn me 50 cap around. Cause some people say them fresh, yes they let my shop at home. If I swag, me a the king, ask up down, I got the crown. You know that this earl, I'm swagging at the ground. Swag and get your girl, don't be magic at my home. Every time you're with her, she calling up my phone. Style crack, like a buckle, like a lounge up a ground. Yeah, the swag is stick, when my stick not around. Talk about fresh, wanna talk about me. Talk about clean, go and ask for way. Remember me, say swag that beats ya bad, but walk out, girl a bad OG. Want me some boy with beat clocks only. And I hike, nah, that only cost for OG. We don't go a tongue, go buy fraud Gucci. Me and my friend, them fresh today. Girl see me and scrape like say she gone mad. Say she really love me swag, I must say your song bad. Man I swag from the start, me never drop the standard. No 2 beat clocks, that I feel me granddad. I know fake Gucci, now the Louis Vuitton bag. Plus the bag, no fake back your face, check the dumb tag. You can't rob me, I'm fresh and I'm bad. And just the other day, me get a letter from God. Say since it ever clean, ever clean, ever clean, ever clean. Me no change, but my style and change that the way that see. Don't bad man, I rather take when I never came. Boy, you walk a girl when she see me, your head that's ever clean, ever clean, ever clean, ever clean. We no change, but my style and change that the way that see. Don't bad man, I rather take when I never came. Boy, you walk a girl when she see me, your head that's fresh. When I talk about me, talk about clean, go go ask for way. Remember me, say swag that beats ya bad, but walk out, girl a ball OG. Want me some boy we beat clocks only. And I that only cost few G. When I go a tongue, I buy fraud Gucci. Me and my friend them fresh today. Me and my friend them whistling clean. Me I got a girl, I'm only sitting them dream, yeah. Straight jeans, I'm a fitted set lean. Girl, I say we sweet like cookie and cream. None of them see me act stupid and scream. Turn on the TV, the new kid is on screen. Never skate, face look crooked and mean. Man, I talk circle close and I put it on. When you talk about fresh, when you talk about me, talk about clean, go ask for way. Remember me, that's what that means. Yeah, but one good, girl, I ball out, yeah. Want me some boy with the clocks only.